Good evening, everyone. Don't show off. I want to start by sharing something that we all know, but sometimes forget the world doesn't revolve around us. There's a difference between confidence and arrogance, between striving for success and simply showing off. And today, I want to talk about why showing off isn't the answer. We live in a society where the pressure to impress is everywhere. Social media bombards us with highlight reels, filtered photos, staged success, and an image of a life that looks flawless. We see others flaunting what they have, whether it's material wealth, accolades, or perfect appearances. And sometimes we think that we need to match that. We think that if we don't show what we're capable of, if we don't prove ourselves to others, we might not be enough. True greatness is shown through actions, not words. It's easy to talk about what we want to achieve, to tell people what we're capable of, but the true measure of success is not in the promises we make or the things we boast about. It's in the things we actually do. Words can be fleeting, they can be empty, and they can be used to manipulate or impress others. But actions have weight. They speak for themselves. When we focus on doing instead of talking, we remove the need for external validation. We stop seeking approval and instead focus on the work itself. Think about the people who inspire you most. They're often the ones who don't boast about their efforts. They quietly work toward their goals, pushing through obstacles, facing challenges with determination, and giving their best without expecting recognition. True greatness requires persistence, commitment, and discipline. It's not about appearing perfect or flawless to the outside world. It's about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, even when no one is watching. Actions create lasting change because they reflect who we truly are. It's easy to talk about our dreams or what we want to accomplish, but when we put in the work, we not only prove our capability, but we also build a gala that speaks louder than any words could. When you let your actions define you, you don't need to shout about your achievements. The results will speak for themselves, and people will notice the value you bring without you ever having to boast about it. True greatness is not a show, it's a journey marked by the consistent steps we take towards something meaningful. Your value is not determined by external approval. In a world where validation is often sought through likes, comments, and recognition from others, it's easy to forget that your worth isn't tied to someone else's opinion of you. We can become so focused on what others think of us, seeking their approval and trying to meet their expectations, that we lose sight of what truly matters: how we see ourselves and the value we place on our own efforts. External approval can be fleeting. It's based on surface-level judgments, and often it's not even a reflection of your true capabilities or character. People may praise you one moment and criticize you the next, and that can be confusing and discouraging. If we tie our sense of value to their approval, we become vulnerable to their shifting opinions. We risk losing our sense of self-worth every time we fail to meet an external expectation or face rejection. True value comes from within. It comes from understanding who you are, what you stand for, and the unique contributions you can make to the world. When you start to value yourself independent of outside opinions, you free yourself from the need to constantly prove your worth. You realize that your intrinsic qualities, your integrity, your kindness, your perseverance are what define you. You don't need anyone else's permission to be great. When you're no longer dependent on external approval, you are free to pursue what truly matters to you. You can chase your dreams, take risks, and be authentic without the constant fear of judgment or rejection. And in the process, you'll discover that the most meaningful success comes from within, not from what others think. Authenticity and humility create a lasting impact. In a world that often celebrates superficiality and the pursuit of status, it's easy to get caught up in trying to present a version of ourselves that fits a certain mold. But true influence doesn't come from trying to be someone we're not, or from seeking validation through appearances. It comes from being genuine, from embracing who we really are and living according to our values. Authenticity allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. When we show up as our true selves without the need for masks or pretenses, we invite others to do the same. People can sense when someone is being real, and that kind of honesty fosters trust. When we're authentic, we stop trying to please everyone and start focusing on being the best version of ourselves. This frees us from the burden of constantly trying to meet external expectations, and instead we align ourselves with our true purpose. On the other hand, keeps us grounded. It reminds us that despite our achievements, we are always learning, growing, and evolving. Humility means recognizing that we don't have all the answers, that we can learn from others, and that our success isn't solely the result of our own efforts. It's the result of the people who have supported us along the way. Humility allows us to share credit and acknowledge that we are part of something greater than ourselves. When we lead with authenticity and humility, the impact we have on others is far more significant than any material success or flashy accomplishment. People remember how we made them feel, how we treated them, and the example we set. And that kind of impact lasts long after the accolades fade away. Fulfillment comes from serving others, not impressing them. In a world that often prioritizes self-promotion and personal gain, it's easy to forget that true satisfaction doesn't come from accumulating wealth, recognition, or applause. While it's natural to seek success, the deepest sense of fulfillment comes from the impact we make on others. When we shift our focus from impressing others to serving them, we start to find meaning in the work we do, the relationships we build, and the lives we touch. Serving others requires us to look beyond ourselves and consider the needs of those around us. It's about using our skills, time, and resources to make a positive difference in someone else's life. Whether it's through a simple act of kindness, offering help to someone in need, or dedicating ourselves to a cause we believe in, service brings a sense of purpose that nothing else can provide. It's not about getting credit or seeking approval, it's about giving without expecting anything in return. When we serve others, we learn to be selfless. We step out of the spotlight and focus on making a genuine difference. This approach brings its own rewards. Helping others brings a sense of joy and fulfillment that is far more meaningful than any external validation. Service fosters deeper connections with people as it creates bonds based on empathy and care rather than competition or comparison. When we choose to serve rather than impress, we're also leading by example. We inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of kindness and generosity that spreads far beyond our own actions. The impact of serving others is long-lasting as it touches hearts and creates a sense of community that is built on trust, respect, and love.